Okay, welcome back to week 7, Shoes Brews Reviews, quarantine version. Um, Obviously, we're all kind of stuck in doing what we got to do to get by and everything. One cool thing about this is that I can catch up on the sports shows. Their show are pretty interesting. They're really pulling out all the stops and showing like really good games and stuff like that to keep people interested. So right now, Fox is showing the Reds and Red Sox series from '75, the Big Red Machine and everything. And so I thought, I'd go ahead and get some Cincinnati beers today and kind of maybe give a review on a couple of those. The first one is MadTree. They were founded in Cincinnati in 2013. This is their Ramble On. It's their low-calorie IPA. So, again, part of what I'm trying to do here is talk about, beers that have good flavor but also are low-calorie. This one comes in at 106 calories, excuse me, and 4% ABV. So, again, not something that's going to tear you up or anything, but it's got really, good caloric value for your diet or whatever, but it's 30 IBU. So what I'll tell you is that if you don't like IPAs, don't even bother with this, because this is a very solid IPA. It's made with the Citra hops. It's also made, and the Citra hop is a dual-purpose hop. We talked about those all the time. And it's supposed to, by the name, obviously you would expect to have some citrus notes in it as far as flavor or aroma. But this one is also made with a product called Incognito. Now, basically what Incognito is, it's like a hop syrup. So it's a really concentrated liquid form. So they'll take the hops and distill them down and make them, the idea behind it is to reduce waste in the brewing process. But anyway, so they use the Incognito syrup as well as the actual plant, the hop itself. Both of those they use Citra, and then they also add some Pacifica hops. About these hops, these are American hops, and they're derivatives of the noble hops that I talked about before, the German original 4 hops. This one, the Citra hop, is kind of a crossbreed of like the Tettnanger and the Hallertau, and then what they did was cross-pollinate it with some English hops as well as an American wild hop. And so there's kind of a, it has some of the original noble hop character, but also it picks up a lot of the citrus, which was not present again in the original 4 noble hops. So, and then the Pacifica, that was also a crossbreed. Pacifica is actually not American. I apologize. It's a New Zealand hop, and what they did there was they took the Hallertau and then cross-pollinated it with some of the native New Zealand varieties, and they came up with this, and it's basically aromatic. They don't usually put that in for any flavor or bittering or anything like that, but just at the very end to get kind of a top hop aroma. So, and then it uses the Carapils malt, 2-row malt, and then Carapils, which we talked about last week. That's supposed to kind of give it a more full body. So I'm looking forward to this one. It also kind of talks about where it says it has some like adjunct flavor. Adjunct, obviously you guys know the meaning of the word. It's additional, right? So it's kind of off to the side. Adjunct is also a term that you use if you're using anything, any grain or anything outside the barley and the hops. So any type of additions are called adjunct. There's a lot of maybe the mainstream beers will use rice, or they'll use wheat or something like that, basically to maybe reduce their cost or whatever. But so anyway, this is supposed to have natural orange and lemon flavor. So I think we'll go ahead and pop this open and see what we get. Boy, that hits you in the face. Goodness sakes. Like I said, this is you're going to get that hop right in the mouth as soon as you open it. I mean, it's really very aromatic. So if you enjoy the smell of an IPA, then you're going to probably like this at least. Let's see what the taste is all about. Yeah, see also has kind of like a resinous. You know, the aroma is, there's definitely some grapefruit or orange kind of aroma to it, but it also has kind of a resinous, you know, like and when I say that, I'm talking about like the spicy, you know, the cut grass type smell. And I love that smell. It is, honestly, it's like summer in a glass. Well, there's no fruit flavor. I am not going to steer you on that one because that it doesn't have any fruit flavor. It tastes like an IPA. I mean, it's a good IPA. So I'm not knocking it for that, but you know, if you say that it has fruit flavor, it should have, and it doesn't. So you know, I will ding it for that. So yeah, there's not any. So again, if you like IPAs, get this. I think you would enjoy it. You can really, that mouth feel from the carapils is there. It's a little bit more full. Excuse me, and so it has a good body. That's the best way to describe it. Now, it's also supposed to, using the carapils is also supposed to help it retain the foam, and then you can see it's gone. So that maybe I would say probably I'm not impressed with. But as far as, you know, I'm going to go ahead and give it a rating here. But as far as the color, I mean, it looks like an IPA should. It's a little bit hazy. You know, it's, you know, not overly dark or anything like that. So, I mean, I would say, you know, 3 out of 5, it does what it's supposed to do. The aroma is spot on. I really like the way that beer smells. So I give that a 5. As far as the flavor, again, it tastes like an IPA, but it doesn't have what they say it has, which is some orange or lemon flavor. So I'm going to have to ding them for that. I'm going to go 3 on the flavor. The bitterness, it says 30 IBU. I believe that it's 30 IBU. It is exactly what it says it should be, so that could get a 5. It gets 16 out of 20 as far as for what it's supposed to be. And yes, it is, you know, it is faithful to the style of an IPA. But again, you know, if you tell me it's going to have some fruit flavor, it should have some fruit flavor, and this doesn't. But again, as far as an IPA goes, if you want a low calorie IPA, you know, pretty straightforward. It's a good beer. So anyway, good job, MadTree. And yeah, I could drink some of those. Yeah, good beer.